This is where I think a big disconnect happens, Dave, because the ability, the willingness, like I would say almost everybody, when they complete the FAFSA and they see their SAI, they all go, how?
Yeah. Well, where from where?
You think I can afford how much? And that's for all 4 years, right? No, that's for one.
And per kid. And that is a real question. When you see that number, people will say like, "Oh, is that for all 4 years?" No, I'm sorry. It is not. And the crazy part is like that number can come back and it could be $176,000. Right? It would say 176,000, no commas, no things, just a number.
Yeah,
right?
It looks like a code.
Yeah, it does look like a code. And the reality is that's the measure of ability. Right? Does that mean you have 176,000 of liquidity for each year of college? Does that mean you're going to pay 176? No, it does not.
Right.
It means the calculation determined you could afford if there was a school that cost $176,000 a year, you could afford that. That's what that formula tells you, right?
That's probably what it'll be for my youngest.
Yeah. Well, let's not get into that because we're both in the same boat there.
So that, and I think that's kind of where it's a good place to start. That like that number, what the formula says is the ability. That ends up kind of saying, well, the other part of that formula is that simple one. We've talked about it, we present on it, but what a school costs, right? So if somebody says that they can afford 74, I take the one off the number that you have, and we have a school that costs 100, that gap, that's known as need. Financial need. So 100,000, they think you can afford 70 based on the ability that the number says. Well, okay, there's $30,000 that they don't think you can afford. Some schools, well, let me put it this way: just because you have a gap doesn't mean you're getting money.
Correct.
So, like the family I mentioned earlier, their SAI was zero. Schools are still asking them to pay $40,000 a year. Right? The school literally says you can't afford college, but we're going to ask you to pay 40 anyway. Other schools, much closer to the zero number. And that's part of, this formula. It says, okay, well, how much need do you have? But that formula to calculate that student aid index, that is the ability.
Agreed.
That is what the schools, it's a formula. It's the same formula for everybody. Knowing the formula is how you avoid mistakes, how you potentially lower that number. But the first step in really college planning is knowing your student aid index and knowing if you can reduce it. Like, what can you do to get that number lower?
100%. And that's why we always talk about the fact that it is a financial planning conundrum for people. And I think, Joe, not to toot our own horn, but why we've been so successful in our practices is because we understand that number, but we understand all the other numbers too. We understand the retirement side. We understand the IRAs and the Roth IRAs and the 457s and all that stuff and how it all plays. And when I started this show, I said at the beginning, college is a retirement problem in disguise. It doesn't mean that just paying for college is going to cause a downfall of your retirement. That's not what we're saying. We're just saying the timetable with which you typically pay for college is bookended by your highest income earning years, your highest spend years, and retirement. It's in the middle of that sequence, right? And so if you don't take it seriously, you miss those pieces, right? So I think the key is understanding that if you have the resources, you have the ability, even if you don't have the willingness to pay, right? So, Joe, the College Pro, let's give some insight.
If you like this clip, give us a like and a follow for more. And if you want to watch the full episode of College Knowledge, just click the link in the comments.